Only 5 minutes left. Archangel Michael says, I order you to open this message now. It is an emergency. The identity of the person who wants to harm you is out. Here is the name. Open this message immediately. There is a divine urgency in this moment, and you need to listen with your whole heart. This is not just another message passing by your screen. This is a direct spiritual intervention from the throne of God. Archangel Michael has been released on your behalf, not in silence, not with a whisper, but with a sword drawn in fire, declaring that time is running out and that the one who sought your downfall has been exposed by the authority of heaven. Heaven is not ignoring what you've been facing. God sees everything. Your sleepless nights, the fear that wraps around your chest like chains, the lies that have been spoken behind your back, the doors that keep slamming shut when you need them open, all of it. Right now, as these words reach your ears, heaven has sent its warrior. Comment, Amen, if you feel this moment is sacred. Someone you trusted, someone you thought stood beside you. That person has been wearing a mask, but now, God has pulled the veil off, the spiritual eyes are being opened, the enemy can no longer hide. This warning from Archangel Michael is not to scare you, it is to prepare you. You are not unprotected, you are not alone, you are not without help. The hand of God is moving right now, and the one who set traps for you will fall into their own pit. If your heart is beating fast, if your chest is heavy and something in your spirit is stirring, that is not your imagination. That is the confirmation that God's presence is all around you. The name has been revealed in the Spirit. Whether it is a name you already suspected or one you will soon know, the truth is rising, and no darkness can stop what God has already exposed. Archangel Michael is not just speaking, he is standing guard over your life, your home, your future. If this moment is reaching the depths of your soul, if you feel something breaking, shifting, or shaking inside of you, do not run from it. Stay. Let this be the moment you finally understand that all along, you were not being ignored by heaven. You were being protected in ways you couldn't see. You were being led away from what you didn't even know could destroy you. You are favored, you are chosen, and you are seen. If your heart has been crying out for answers, for justice, for protection, then hear this. God is not late. God is not silent. God is not distant. There is a reason this message found you exactly now. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, now. Because the clock is counting down. The final 5 minutes in the spirit realm are critical. What happens now shifts the path of your story. Please like this video if this is touching a place in you that you haven't been able to explain to anyone else. The moment you began to rise, the enemy began to panic. When you started praying harder, worshiping deeper, and standing up from the pain, the forces that were once confident in your silence grew afraid of your voice. That is why you've been under attack. That is why confusion has been hitting you from all sides. But God is not mocked. Heaven's army is active. The war you've been sensing is real, but so is the victory being delivered to you now. Archangel Michael has drawn his sword because your name has been mentioned in the courts of heaven. They spoke your name to destroy you, but heaven responded by releasing a command to shield you. They wrote your name in curses, but God rewrote your story in blessing. They lied about you in secret, but truth has become your defender. This is not a moment to shrink back. This is not the time to be quiet or afraid. You are in the shelter of the Most High, under the wings of the Almighty. When God reveals the identity of the person trying to destroy you, it is not for vengeance, it is for vindication, so that you may see clearly, move wisely, and walk away with peace in your heart and fire in your spirit. Heaven is not negotiating with darkness concerning you. Heaven is commanding it to let go. Archangel Michael is not entering gently. He is roaring through the shadows, cutting off the influence, the lies, the traps, and the spirits that tried to work through people around you. You have been anointed for such a time as this. That is why the enemy tried so hard to block you. But you are still here, and that is the proof that grace has carried you. Comment 1111 if you believe that your divine breakthrough is arriving right now. Every whisper that was meant to tear your name down is being silenced. Every plan that was formed to destroy your faith is being dismantled. God has stretched out his hand, and his angels have taken their positions. This moment is holy. You don't need to be afraid anymore. Yes, someone meant to harm you. Yes, it was someone close. But even their name, their plan, and their timing have been submitted under the authority of heaven. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. No tongue that rises against you shall stand. No trap set against your purpose will ever succeed. Because God has claimed you as his own, and Archangel Michael has taken charge over your situation. You have cried. You have questioned. You have asked why they did what they did. But now, instead of answers, God is giving you peace. Peace that overrides understanding. Peace that becomes your shield. Peace that makes no sense to the world, but floods your soul like healing water. Breathe it in. Let it fill the places where betrayal tried to leave scars. Let it speak to your spirit that you are not abandoned. Why is the government hiding this 7-second brain ritual from the public? A leaked CIA document just exposed a brain technique so powerful it's helping people cancel debt and call in wealth within days. Validated by 4 top neuroscience labs, this method is changing everything. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the link in description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. You were marked since birth. You were set apart, hand-picked by the Creator of the universe, and though many tried to dim your light, they could not erase the calling placed upon your life. Archangel Michael is not sent lightly. He does not move unless the war has reached a level where divine interference is no longer optional. That is where you are right now. Not because you are weak, but because you are important. God is stepping into your battle not because you're losing, but because your breakthrough is too important to be delayed. The person who wanted to see you broken is being held accountable by the God who formed you in his image. You have felt the pressure. You have sensed the attack even when you could not name it. People shifted, conversations felt strange, and situations suddenly became tense without explanation. That was not coincidence. That was spiritual warfare. But the one who lives in you is greater than anything that comes against you. When God says, "Touch not my anointed," he means every word. And today, that word is being activated over your life with fire, with authority, and with unstoppable protection. The name of the person who meant to cause your fall may shock you when it becomes clear. It might be someone who sat with you, laughed with you, prayed beside you. But God does not reveal to shame. He reveals to protect. He exposes not to punish others, but to lift you out of harm's reach. What once hid in darkness can no longer hide. And even though the enemy disguised himself as a friend, a supporter, or even a helper, heaven saw it all. Every false word, every twisted plan, every bitter seed they tried to plant in the soil of your life. But it will not grow, because your ground has been claimed by the blood of Jesus, and no curse can grow in a place already blessed. God is placing boundaries around you now, walls of fire, not to keep you in, but to keep evil out. Archangel Michael stands with a shield not just over your body, but over your mind, your spirit, your emotions, and your destiny. There will be no more confusion, no more hidden attacks, no more sudden betrayals. God is bringing clarity like a flood. The fog is lifting. What once seemed too blurry to understand will now become so clear you will no longer doubt your discernment. You will no longer silence your instincts. You will no longer second-guess what your spirit already knows. Comment 2:2:2, if you trust this word and receive it with your whole heart. The Lord is restoring the years that were stolen from you. Every season of struggle, every chapter of pain, every page filled with loneliness and misunderstanding is now being rewritten with favor. This is not just protection. This is restoration. The attacks that came against you were meant to delay your calling, but instead, they triggered the release of angelic authority. What was meant for harm is becoming the very thing that lifts you higher. There are conversations being held in heaven about your future right now. The angels are not idle. They are moving at the speed of God's command. The same God who spoke and parted the seas is the same God who just whispered your name in the realm of victory. He has not forgotten your tears. He has not ignored your cries. He has not dismissed your prayers. And He has not allowed this exposure of the person who tried to harm you to come without reason. You are stepping into a divine season of justice, not by your own hands, but by the righteous hand of the Almighty. There will be signs. God will confirm His word. Pay attention to the days ahead. Pay attention to what no longer feels right, to who suddenly distances themselves, to who seems unsettled around you. Don't chase it, don't question it, let it fall away. Let the hand of God do the separating, because those who are not assigned to your future cannot go with you into the next chapter. Your circle is being refined. Not because you are being punished, but because you are being promoted. Archangel Michael is guarding the path you are walking now. Each step you take is under divine observation. The traps that were meant to cause you to stumble have been removed. You may have lost people. You may have been misunderstood, but you will not lose your purpose. You will not miss your promise. Heaven has already gone before you. The doors that God opens now cannot be shut. The oil that is pouring over your head is fresh, it is sacred, it is holy, and no enemy can touch what God has already claimed as His own. The voice of the Lord is louder than the voice of betrayal. The peace of God is stronger than the sting of deception. The love of your Father is deeper than the wounds that were caused by those who acted in secret. You are rising. Even now, as your heart feels the weight of this word, as your soul begins to believe that maybe this time God is truly moving on your behalf, know this: there is no maybe in heaven. There is no doubt in the power of God. His word does not return empty. If He said He is protecting you, He is. If He said the name of your enemy has been revealed, it has. If He said Archangel Michael has been dispatched, then know, He is already standing at your side. You are not alone in this. God is not distant. His Spirit is hovering close, whispering comfort, releasing strength, and awakening your faith again. Don't look back. Don't dwell on what could have been. What's coming is greater. What God is unfolding is bigger than what was lost. What heaven is orchestrating cannot be touched by human hands. You are not entering this next season wounded and weak. You are walking in surrounded by angels, led by the Spirit, and covered by the blood. Can 7 seconds really change your bank account overnight? A CIA-funded study just leaked, revealing a brain ritual that's flipping lives from broke to blessed. 4 neuroscience labs confirm it activates powerful wealth attraction brainwaves. People are now stepping into dream homes and luxury lifestyles. But this breakthrough won't stay online for long. Click the link in the description and comments now before it's deleted forever. You may still feel the lingering ache of betrayal, the sting of words said in secret, the shock of realizing someone you trusted had intentions that did not match their actions. But hear this now with every part of your heart. What was revealed was not meant to destroy your peace, it was meant to set you free. You were not meant to walk in the dark. You were never meant to walk blindly into places that God already declared unfit for you. The revealing of the one who tried to harm you is not the end of the story. It is the turning of the page. God is turning the page with His own hand. You're not who you were when the pain began. You are not as fragile as you used to be. You have survived things that were sent to crush you, and you stood in places where even the strongest could have fallen. This is proof that the favor of God is not just a word, it is a covering, a mantle, a divine garment that has shielded you when you didn't even know danger was near. Archangel Michael is not standing still. He is active, he is alert, and he is fulfilling every word that was spoken over your life in the heavenly courts. There are things breaking in the unseen right now. Chains that wrapped around your name, patterns that followed your family line, words spoken over you in anger or bitterness that tried to stick, but none of it can survive in the light of God's truth. Your name has been reclaimed in the Spirit, washed, anointed, lifted. Your identity is not the lies they tried to spread. Your worth is not based on their opinions. Heaven never once agreed with the voices that tried to tear you down. Comment 333 to declare your faith over everything that tried to break you. You are not in this moment by accident. God chose this exact time to awaken your spirit to the truth. You are not weak. You are not losing. You are not forgotten. You are in the middle of a divine unveiling where the plans of the enemy are being reversed in real time. The harm they meant to cause you is now falling back on them, not because you prayed for revenge, but because heaven is a place of justice. Because God will not allow His children to be mistreated without answering with power. There is a restoration coming to you that will feel like rain after a long drought. Not only spiritually, but emotionally, relationally, and even financially. There is a compensation that heaven has ordained for the losses you suffered quietly. The tears you cried in silence were not ignored. They were caught by the hand of the Lord. And now, He is pouring back into your life from a place no human can interfere with. The person who was revealed, the one whose name heaven uncovered, may still walk around you, unaware that their actions were seen. But you don't need to confront them. You don't need to expose them yourself. The Spirit of God is handling it. Their influence is already crumbling. Their words are losing power. The favor they used to manipulate is now turning into confusion. And you, the one they tried to harm, are rising higher with every passing moment. God is not only blocking what was meant to hurt you, He is opening doors you didn't even know were shut. He is placing opportunities before you that have your name written in grace. He is building platforms where your voice will be heard, where your story will no longer be buried under pain, but lifted by purpose. Archangel Michael is not only protecting you from the enemy, you are being positioned for your calling. That is why the battle came so fiercely. That is why the spiritual attacks felt personal, because they were. You carry a light the darkness cannot comprehend. You have survived what others could not endure, and now the glory of God is being seen through you. Even in your silence, heaven was speaking for you. Even when you didn't have the words to pray, your spirit was crying out. Even when you were too weary to stand, angels surrounded your bed and whispered strength into your soul. That is what it means to be chosen. That is what it means to be protected by the Most High. You don't need to understand every detail right now. You don't need to have the full picture. You only need to know that God is not finished. What began with the exposure of your enemy will end in the elevation of your destiny. You will not be marked by what they tried to do to you. You will be remembered for what God did through you, even when you were under fire. This is not the season to look back with regret. This is the season to step forward with boldness, to lift your head and recognize that you are walking with angels. To believe again that goodness and mercy are not just promises, they are following you, surrounding you, overtaking you. There is more ahead than there is behind, and what is ahead is pure, it is strong, it is holy, because it is shaped by the hand of God Himself. You don't need validation from the one who betrayed you. You don't need closure from someone who never cared to understand you. Your healing is coming from heaven, Your strength is being renewed like the eagle, and your purpose is unfolding faster than the enemy can keep up with. Could this 7-second CIA brainwave trick be your fastest ticket to luxury? Recently leaked research shows a simple brain ritual that's allowing people to attract wealth effortlessly. Proven by 4 neuroscience labs, this technique is transforming debt into abundance instantly. Homes, cars, and vacations are just the beginning. If you're seeing this now, you're very lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. Your spirit has been stretched. Your faith has been tested. But your heart has remained under the covering of the Most High. That is why you were not destroyed. That is why, even in the middle of everything that came against you, there was still breath in your body, still fire in your soul, still a light in your eyes, because God never left. He never handed you over to the hands of your enemy. He never allowed the weapons formed against you to complete their mission. What they meant to finish, God has interrupted with mercy. Comment 555 if you feel God stepping in for you right now. Heaven is now rebuilding your strength. What the enemy tried to strip from you emotionally, mentally, and spiritually is being returned. You might not even realize how much strength you lost until you begin to feel it come back slowly, steadily, then suddenly, like a flood. You will wake up and realize your heart no longer feels heavy. You will notice that your mind no longer circles in fear. You will begin to laugh again, freely, without the shadow of anxiety following behind. This is the restoration that the Lord promised. This is not imagination. This is not wishful thinking. This is the power of God rewriting your story in real time. The one who sought to harm you planted seeds of doubt and confusion, trying to weaken your confidence in yourself, in others, and in God. They spoke with charm, but behind their words was poison. They smiled while secretly hoping you would fall. But the Lord sees beyond the outward appearance. He weighs the heart, and when the time was right, He allowed the veil to lift, not to destroy them, but to save you from what would have destroyed your destiny. Every hidden plot is now coming undone. Every demonic agreement made against you is breaking. Every lie that was whispered behind closed doors is now powerless. Archangel Michael's sword was not drawn for show. It was drawn in obedience to the command of God. And that command was simple: protect my child, for their time has come. Yes, your time has come. Not the time to run, not the time to hide, the time to rise. The time to step into the light that was always waiting for you. The time to accept that you were never meant to blend in. You were always meant to carry a glory that others couldn't explain. This is why the enemy feared you. This is why they tried to silence you, because the weight of your calling is heavy and your voice is anointed. The very sound of your praise shakes foundations in the spirit realm. Your prayers don't just float, they pierce. Your worship doesn't just echo, it opens doors. And the enemy knew that if you ever truly discovered who you are, there would be no stopping what God would do through you. Now you know. Now you see. Now you feel it deep in your bones that something has shifted forever. Let the tears fall if they must. Let the memories come, but do not dwell there. The pain you once carried is no longer your identity. You are not broken. You are becoming. You are not forsaken. You are being called. You are not a victim. You are a vessel of divine power and protection. The battle was intense because the anointing on your life is heavy. But you were not created to live in survival mode. You were made to walk in authority. This next season will not look like the last. The people will change. The opportunities will change. Even your desires will begin to shift. You will no longer crave the things that used to distract you. You will no longer tolerate the people who used to drain you. You will no longer settle for what feels safe when you know God is calling you into the deep. Because now you know too much. You've seen too much. You've tasted what it's like to be protected when all odds were against you. There's no going back. There's no shrinking down. The fire in your spirit is alive, and it's growing stronger with every breath. Archangel Michael is still near. He's not only guarding the door behind you, he's standing before the one that's about to open. And what's on the other side is nothing short of miraculous. There are places your feet are about to go that your name reached long before you arrived. God has already spoken favor into rooms you haven't entered yet. He has already prepared hearts to receive you, prepared voices to speak well of you, prepared platforms that will elevate not just your talent, but your testimony. This isn't about ego. This isn't about recognition. This is about purpose. Because your story will set captives free. Your healing will break generational patterns. Your obedience will create pathways for those behind you. Every piece of pain you walk through will become a torch in your hand, lighting the way for others to find the God who never let you go. You were trusted with pain because you could carry glory. You were allowed to walk through fire because heaven knew you would come out shining. What's the buzz behind the 7-second brain trick making headlines? A recently leaked CIA brain ritual is turning heads and bank balances. Backed by 4 neuroscience labs, this simple home method is turning money blocks into unstoppable wealth flow. Homes, cars, and cash are flooding in, but this secret won't stay online long. Click the description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. The one who tried to harm you didn't know who they were touching. They thought you were weak. They didn't realize you were wrapped in light. They thought your silence was defeat. They didn't know you were being hidden by God Himself. And now that you've been revealed, not just to the world but to yourself, there is nothing they can do to stop what's coming. You are walking in truth. You are walking in grace. You are walking in divine alignment. Let their name go. Let the memory go. Let the anger go. It is not yours to carry. God has handled it. Archangel Michael has defended you. The blood of Jesus has covered you. The Holy Spirit is guiding you. And the Father's hand is upon you. You've endured long enough. The season of merely surviving is coming to a close. God did not allow the betrayal to happen without purpose. What felt like a deep wound was actually a doorway. And now that the truth has come out, now that the identity of the one who meant to harm you has been exposed, your eyes are seeing clearer, your spirit is standing taller, and your purpose is becoming louder. Comment 1212 if you feel the wind of God moving around you right now. Do not waste your energy trying to explain yourself to those who never intended to understand you. Do not go back trying to correct the lies or justify your actions. The truth will speak for you now. God is your witness, your defender, your banner in battle. When Archangel Michael was released on your behalf, it was not for vengeance but for alignment. God is not trying to settle old scores. He is setting the stage for your next miracle. What the enemy meant to use as a weapon against your peace has become the very reason heaven is increasing its protection around your life. Your prayers have reached the ears of the Father, and though it seemed quiet for a while, though it looked like heaven was still, everything was moving, angels were being positioned. Strategies were being formed. Doors were being prepared. And now, the shift has started to manifest. What you feel isn't fear, it's reverence. You are standing in the space between who you were and who you are becoming, and that space is holy. The enemy wanted you to crumble in confusion, but instead, you are being rebuilt in confidence. They hoped the betrayal would crush you, but instead, it is awakening a deeper level of discernment that will protect you for the rest of your life. God never intended for you to stay small. He never wanted you to bow to the weight of what they did. That is why He allowed you to feel the pain, not to punish you, but to push you. You prayed for growth. You cried out for clarity. You asked to be drawn closer. This is the answer. Not the way you expected, but exactly what your soul needed. Now you are standing in a new place. Not physically, maybe, but spiritually, yes, absolutely. The ground beneath you has changed. It is no longer weak, no longer shifting, no longer built on shaky relationships or unsure foundations. It has been consecrated by the presence of God. And on this ground, only truth can remain, only light can stay. Only those who come with pure intentions will be allowed to walk with you from this point forward. The circle around you is changing because your calling is expanding. Your conversations will change because your mind is elevating. Your habits will change because your spirit is awakening. And your heart will heal, not because you forgot what happened, but because God is replacing the wound with wisdom. Archangel Michael does not walk with the timid. He walks with those whom heaven has chosen to rise from ashes and carry fire. That is who you are. That is why you were fought so hard. That is why the enemy crept in through people, tried to use their smiles, their words, their closeness to bring you down quietly. But heaven saw through it all. God stepped in not a moment too soon or too late, but exactly when your destiny reached a turning point. This is your turning point. Let the past unravel behind you. Let the dust of old pain fall off your shoulders. Let the sound of the old accusations fade into nothingness. You are not who they said you were. You are not broken beyond repair. You are not cursed. You are not forgotten. You are deeply loved, eternally protected, and powerfully chosen. There is a new oil being poured over your head right now. A new measure of grace is being given. A new door is opening that no man can shut. You will find favor where there was once resistance. You will find joy in places that once brought sorrow. You will find strength where you once felt weakest. Because the hand of God is not just over you, it is moving through you. What you speak now carries power. What you release now carries weight. What you touch now carries favor. Because the one who walks with you is not just a distant protector, but a present force of divine authority. Archangel Michael is leading with light. He is silencing every remaining voice of darkness that tried to confuse your path. He is clearing the atmosphere around your life so that when the next door opens, you will not walk through it with fear or hesitation. You will walk boldly. You will walk healed. You will walk with your head high because heaven is walking with you. There will be signs again, small confirmations, glimpses of what God has prepared. Divine encounters that affirm everything spoken to your spirit. Do not dismiss them. Write them down. Speak them aloud. These signs are reminders that you are not being led by accident. Your steps are being ordered. Your timing is not off. God is orchestrating everything, even the details you don't see yet. You are being called to release the pain now. To forgive, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. To breathe deeply and allow your heart to believe that joy is not a distant thing, it is your portion. To rest in the knowledge that you are no longer walking blind, no longer in the dark, no longer surrounded by false voices. What if just 7 seconds could flip your entire financial life? A shocking CIA leak has revealed a powerful brain ritual that's helping ordinary people wipe out debt and attract wealth beyond imagination. Backed by 4 cutting-edge neuroscience labs, this at-home breakthrough is turning everyday lives into dreams, luxury cars, beautiful homes, endless vacations. But this secret may vanish soon. Click the link in the description and comments now before it's deleted forever. You have seen what betrayal feels like. You've felt the sting of smiling faces that hid venom in their words. And now, after everything has been uncovered, you are standing in a moment that feels both surreal and sacred. You were not supposed to make it through what you did. The enemy had every intention to see you fall. The person who carried the enemy's whispers in their mouth came close enough to strike, but they were stopped. Their reach was cut short. and now they are facing the consequence of touching someone who is not only covered in grace but marked by fire. Comment 777 if you believe God is sealing this new season in your life with divine perfection. This is not the time to look for justice in people. This is the time to trust that God's justice is perfect, His timing is holy, His ways are higher than yours, and His vision is eternal. You may not always understand why the person who wronged you seemed to move on easily. But know this, there is no such thing as hidden sin in the presence of the Lord. Every intention, every word, every silent dagger, they were all seen, and they will all be dealt with, not by your hand, but by His. Archangel Michael did not reveal the enemy in your life to create more pain. He revealed it so the healing could finally begin. Sometimes God has to expose the snake before He lifts you into your next blessing. Sometimes He removes people from your life because their presence is delaying your promise. The enemy will use anyone willing to be used, even those closest to you. But God will not allow anyone to sit at your table if their hands are stirring poison into your cup. You are walking into a season of divine replacements. What you lost will not be returned in the same form. It will be returned, multiplied, and purified. Relationships that are sent by God will begin to form around you, not out of convenience or common interest, but out of divine connection. You will know them by the way they protect your name when you're not in the room. You will know them by the way they speak life into your purpose. You will know them because their spirit will feel like peace. Do not hold on to bitterness. It is not your portion. Bitterness is a weight, and you have places to go that demand freedom. There is elevation written into your journey now. The chains are falling. The ties are breaking. The spiritual fog is lifting. And in its place is the steady, clear guidance of the Holy Spirit, leading you forward with strength and clarity. You are being called higher. Higher in faith, higher in authority, higher in love, higher in truth. This is your harvest season. The seeds of faith you sowed in tears are now rising in joy. The nights you spent in silence, praying without answers, are now opening up into mornings filled with assurance. You will not have to fight for your peace anymore. It is being handed to you as a gift from the throne room of heaven. The person who tried to harm you was never in control. Their influence was temporary. But your destiny is eternal. Every battle you endured is becoming the very soil where your blessings will grow. The rain that came to drown you is watering your next season of breakthrough. Nothing is wasted. Not your pain, not your waiting, not your confusion. God is using all of it. And Archangel Michael stands guard to ensure that nothing tries to take from you again what God has already given. You may not have the answers, but you have the assurance. You may not have full understanding, but you have divine wisdom rising within. You may not see the full picture, but the hand of God is guiding your every step. This is where things begin to accelerate. The heaviness that slowed you down is lifting. The delay is being broken. The detours are aligning. Every force that once worked against you is being silenced and stripped of its power, not by your striving, not by your strength, but by the declaration of heaven over your life that says, "You are chosen, you are covered, you are called." Let go of the urge to prove yourself. The anointing speaks louder than your explanations. You no longer need to argue your worth. God has already declared your identity. And when God speaks, no man, no demon, no jealous spirit can override what has been sealed in the Spirit. Archangel Michael is not just protecting your present, he is also guarding the gate of your future. What comes next requires your full focus, your surrendered heart, and your willing obedience. You are no longer tied to the confusion of yesterday. You are stepping into the clarity of divine purpose. You will know who is sent by God because they will recognize the oil on your life. You will feel it when the right doors open because peace will rest on your shoulders like a warm covering. You will see it in the way your spirit responds without fear, without hesitation, with quiet confidence. Your enemies are not your concern now. Your alignment is. Your future is not in jeopardy. It is secure in the one who authored it. Your story is not ending in betrayal. It is blossoming into purpose. Let the sound of old wounds fade. Let the echo of past pain be replaced by the steady rhythm of grace beating through your chest. You are alive. You are seen. You are covered. And the angels of heaven are not just watching. They are warring for your destiny right now. Even as these words meet your heart, the spiritual realm is still moving with force around your name. Things are breaking apart, not to destroy you, but to make room for what is coming next. Every connection that suddenly changed, every relationship that fell apart without warning, every opportunity that closed before it opened, none of it was rejection. It was redirection. Because what was hidden behind those doors was not safe for your purpose. God allowed the closing to protect the treasure within you. Comment 999 if you know something powerful is ending and something greater is beginning. Could this hidden CIA brain ritual be the real reason people are suddenly rich? A secret CIA discovery has just leaked, revealing a brain hack that's pulling wealth into people's lives effortlessly. It only takes 7 seconds. It's done at home, and it's backed by 4 neuroscience labs. Debt is vanishing. Luxury is becoming normal. If you're seeing this, you're very lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. The enemy tried to sneak in through places you trusted. The enemy tried to speak through voices that once brought you comfort. That is why it hurt so much. That is why the pain hit deeper than usual, because the attack came through the familiar. But even when you couldn't see the truth clearly, heaven did. And when the danger became too close, God said enough. He issued a command. And that command released Archangel Michael, sword drawn, light blazing, to stand between you and what was trying to silently consume you. There are things you didn't hear. Words spoken in hidden places. Accusations laced in jealousy. Intentions wrapped in kindness. But every one of them was seen by the one who sees in secret. And his decision was not to let you be wounded further, but to pull you out of that circle, away from those lips, and into a place where no weapon formed against you could prosper any longer. You are not being punished by this separation. You are being preserved. You are not losing people. You are gaining peace. You are not being isolated. You are being insulated from attacks that were never meant to touch your spirit again. This moment of stillness you feel now is not emptiness, it is protection. God has covered your ears from the noise. He has veiled your heart from unnecessary burdens. He has slowed down your surroundings so he can speed up your healing. You may not understand the pace of this season, but trust this: God is never in a rush, and yet he is never late. This is the season where the blessing of no will make more sense than the excitement of yes. This is the season where unanswered prayers will prove to be your greatest protection. This is the season where people leaving your life will no longer break you, but bring relief, because your spirit has grown, your discernment has sharpened, and your heart is now protected by a wisdom that came through fire and trial. Archangel Michael is not guarding a broken person, he is guarding someone who is rising, glowing with purpose, marked by obedience, and stepping into authority. You may still feel like you're shaking, but what's trembling inside of you is not fear. It's the sound of chains breaking, the sound of destiny waking up, the sound of shackles falling to the ground that you forgot were even there. My beloved child, listen carefully to what I am saying to you right now. You have walked through many seasons of waiting, praying, and wondering if I have forgotten you. But I want you to know today that I have seen every tear you have cried, every moment you felt unseen, and every time you almost gave up. I have been with you through every silent night and every storm that tried to break you. Now I, your Lord, speak to you with power and promise. I am opening a door for you that no one can shut. The door I am opening is not made by human hands. No person, no power, and no circumstance can close what I am about to unlock in your life. For too long, people have tried to stop your growth, to delay your blessing, and to speak against what I have destined for you. But every word spoken against you will fall powerless. I am stepping in now to change the story. When I open a door, no one can close it. When I decree a new beginning, no force in heaven or earth can undo what I have planned for you. There have been moments when you knocked on doors and they stayed shut. You thought you were not good enough, not qualified enough, or not chosen. But I closed those doors on purpose, not to punish you, but to protect you. Some places were never meant for your spirit. Some people were not strong enough to walk with you where I am taking you. I had to remove certain connections so that when the real opportunity comes, it won't be contaminated by jealousy, confusion, or betrayal. What I am preparing for you is holy, and it must remain pure. This door I am opening will align perfectly with the purpose I placed inside you before you were born. You will recognize it not because it looks easy, but because it will feel right deep in your spirit. You will sense my presence all around it. You will feel peace in your heart, even when the path looks uncertain. Do not be afraid of what lies ahead. You have already passed through your hardest battles. The tears you cried were the seeds of this new season. I am about to lift you where you never thought you could rise. I am going to make people wonder how you came this far. But you will know it was my hand that carried you. You will look back and understand why every delay was necessary, why every disappointment was part of the design. I was shaping your character, teaching you to trust me, and preparing you to handle the blessings I am now releasing. You have been faithful in small things. You kept believing when you had every reason to stop. You held on to my promises even when the world told you they were impossible. Now I am rewarding your faith. My word never returns empty. You are stepping into a divine turnaround. You will no longer chase what is already yours. What belongs to you will begin to find you. I know you have faced rejection that broke your heart. You have been misunderstood by those you cared for deeply. But I want you to understand something. Rejection was my redirection. I took you out of places where your spirit was being suffocated. I pulled you away from people who could not see your value because I am bringing you into rooms where your anointing will be honored. The ones who laughed at you will soon see my glory upon your life. This door I am opening will lead to restoration. What the enemy tried to steal will return multiplied. Every year that seemed wasted will be redeemed. The relationships that broke you will be replaced with ones that heal you. The job you lost will make way for something greater. The opportunities that slipped away will return in a form you never imagined. You will see that nothing was lost. Everything was being rearranged for your good. My child, do not rush what I am unfolding. The door is opening, but you must walk through it with wisdom and humility. This is not the time to boast or to compare yourself to others. This is the time to stay close to me. I will guide your steps. I will whisper instructions in your spirit. If you listen carefully, you will hear my voice leading you into the place of destiny I have prepared. You are not forgotten. You are not behind. You are right on time. The delay was never denial, it was preparation. You needed to grow in patience, strength, and discernment, and now that you have, you are ready. The door will open not because of luck or chance, but because of divine timing. Everything is aligning according to my will. You will soon see that every storm had a purpose. When the waves were crashing, I was building your endurance. When people walked away, I was clearing your path. When nothing seemed to work, I was working behind the scenes. I was never silent, I was strategizing. Now the waiting season ends. Now the blessings begin to flow. Be alert, for I am sending signs that the shift has already begun. People you never expected will reach out. Opportunities that seemed impossible will suddenly appear. But remember, everything that looks good is not from me. Pray before you move. Ask me before you act. I will confirm what is truly yours, and no one will be able to take it away. Your faith has been tested, but it did not fail. You have been through fire, but you did not burn. You have walked through waters, but they did not drown you. You survived because I was with you. My hand shielded you, even when you didn't see it. My angels surrounded you when danger tried to approach. You are still standing because grace carried you through. Now, grace is not just carrying you, it is elevating you. The same people who doubted you will have to watch me bless you openly. You won't need to prove your worth to anyone. I will speak for you through the evidence of favor. The same lips that mocked you will declare that you are blessed. Do not fear the new beginning that is coming. It may look unfamiliar, but it is secure. I will not open a door for you only to abandon you on the other side. Where I send you, my presence will go before you. Where I lead you, provision will follow. You will not walk in lack, for I am your provider. You will not walk in confusion, for I am your guide. You will not walk in fear, for I am your strength. The path ahead will not be without challenges, but you will notice something new. You will not feel defeated anymore. The pain that used to break you will no longer have power over you. The anxiety that once held you captive will fade, because your spirit will know I am in control. You will begin to live not from fear, but from faith. My child, you are entering the season of open doors. You will move from waiting to walking, from hoping to receiving, from praying to praising. The blessings will come in ways that make you fall to your knees in awe. You will realize that I never forgot you. I never left you. I was preparing you all along. There will be moments when you will doubt again, but remember what I am saying now. No one can shut the door I open for you. Not your past, not your fear, not your enemies, not even your own mistakes. I am the author of your destiny, and my plans stand forever. What I start, I finish. What I promise, I fulfill. Lift your head. Stop worrying about who is against you. If I am for you, who can be against you? The weapons formed against you will not prosper. Every voice that rises to accuse you will be silenced. I have clothed you with righteousness, crowned you with favor, and marked you with purpose. No one can undo my design. You will walk into rooms that were once closed to you. You will receive calls that change your direction. You will meet people who carry the next step of your destiny. You will realize that the season of struggle has produced a strength in you that cannot be shaken. The enemy tried to break you, but instead, he built your resilience. What was meant for evil, I am turning for good.